Yo, what's good people? It's your boy LLB, and today I'm actually out here making a few improvements on the Anthurium bundle kit. I kind of do this with every kit. I'll drop it, see what you guys think of it, and then just go in and add some improvements, add some extra sounds that you guys want. Yeah man, I'm working on some loops, and it kind of got me thinking like, what makes a real good loop? What makes a good loop that a producer wants to flip? What makes a good loop that leaves enough space for a rapper to jump on? So I'm going to break one down, specifically a nice like guitar melody. Break it down layer by layer, all the effects, the arrangement, everything, just so you guys can get all the sauce, man. So yeah, this is the loop we got. So yeah, let's break this one down, man. First thing we came in with was the main sound that I always start with if I'm making guitar loops, and that's a guitar. This is the guitar I used. Go-to one for me, Ilya FE Morph nylon guitar, especially if you want that kind of Spanishy vibe. This is what the MIDI looks like. Yeah, looks a little bit complicated, but it's not. It's just two chords in this, man. I'm in a scale of E minor. I just started off with the root chord, E minor. Those three keys right there, just kind of like added a little, you know, top melody on top of it as well. And then right at the end of the bar, we just go to A minor. Again, it looks kind of weird, but honestly, I just kind of clicked around and just figured out what sounded nice. As long as you're keeping it scaled, man, there are no rules. Just keep things simple. But yeah, that's the foundation of the melody right there. Then we added this top line, same guitar, same presets, same everything. And it just repeats after that. Again, nothing crazy, man. I just click these in whilst playing the original chords, and you just kind of do it by ear, just keep looping it, you know, see what sounds good. So that's everything in terms of guitar. In terms of the effects, just added some EQ, killed the lows, killed a little bit of the mids. Some compression. This is the Puget Child 760. Real easy compressor to use. You just kind of use this gauge, just mess with the input, output. Some tape. I just played with the in knob, added a nice bit of saturation to it, and then just some reverb at the end. Classic vintage Valhalla. I literally just used the default preset, pulled the attack down, pulled the pre-delay down, messed with the mix, pulled the decay down as well. You know, just little bits here and there just to make sure it's sounding nice and clean. And that was the guitar, man. Next thing I moved on to was a pad. When it comes to making melodies, you only really need like 2 or 3 prominent sounds. So I mean, get your chords in, get a nice top melody, and then maybe like a lead. That's the only 3 components of the melody. You can add different layers to each component, and that kind of makes things easier when you're thinking about it. So when you're thinking about chords, you can put one sound in, but then you can stack on top of it like a pad or strings or something just to sit, you know, over the top of it, add more texture. Same thing for the top melody, same thing for the lead. Just think of them in those 3 components, and it'll make your life a lot easier when making loops. So yeah, next thing we came in with was this pad. And this was just to like add some depth to the main chords, the guitar chords. This pad is from Analog Lab. I actually got this from my guy Lerner. In terms of the MIDI, he just kept it exactly the same as the chords, man. Just copy and pasted the keys. The only difference is I bounced it out, as you can see right here, and reversed it. Just reversed each section, man. Kept it interesting. But yeah, bring all 3 of those together, and you've got this. Boom, that's like the main part of my melody right there. One key thing that makes my melodies just sound way better is by just playing with the pitch of the whole melody. Whenever I get to a point where I'm liking the sound of things, I'll just put everything in the mixer that I have so far. I'll just route it to one track, like a melody track that I've got right here. And I'll just bring this plugin in right here, sound shifter. But yeah, just play with the semitones until you find something that sounds dope, man. Honestly, this works for me every single time. Normally my loops are kind of like too high, too squeaky, sometimes just a bit too clean. So yeah, just dragging them down or dragging them up a few semitones, always just adds that nice little cherry on top for it. Next thing was a flute. Vibey flute phrase, and that is the key, man, for these flute melodies is just using flute phrases. You can spend a lot of time making your own flutes with VSTs, but if you want to just get a quick vibe, use some flute phrases. The one I used was this one, Retos Dizzy Phrases. I think this was made by another producer, like another type beat producer. Just full of some like crazy loops in there, man. So yeah, that's a really good one to use, and I think that's quite cheap. There is free ones as well. There's one by Sonoscore. Yeah, Sonoscore free ethnic flute phrases. So if you've got a contact, then these are just some crazy banks to go for, man. So yeah, literally when you look at the MIDI, literally 3 keys, man, did the whole melody for me. Easy as that, man. In terms of the effects on this flute, honestly not a whole lot. So I just added some EQ, just made it sit in a nice little pocket, and some reverb, man. Nothing crazy. Bring all the other layers together. 9 times out of 10, I'd be happy with that. Bounce it, flip it into a full beat. But I wanted to just go a little bit further with this one. And I think you should too when you're making loops. If you want to like stand out from the pack, then you can do a little couple of extra things just to make it sound nice and saucy, you know, just nice and different. One thing you can do is add a Perc loop just to sit underneath it, give it some texture, give it some rhythm. So I came in with this. Okay, it's not crazy, it's just like a nice texture just to sit under the loop. The effects I used on this Perc loop was just literally some halftime, opened it, left it on the default, and then just EQ, take some of the low end out, take some of the high end out. And yeah, that was it. I also came with this texture from the Anthurium kit. You know, just gives it like a nice vinyl sampled feel. Just those 2 elements alone give it like a way more realistic vibe. And then the last thing in this loop is just the bass. A main thing that you'll think about when you're making loops is the mid-range filled out. Make sure you fill out the top end with some nice flutes in this example. And then another thing is the low end, you know, you just got to fill that whole frequency spectrum. They don't have to be playing throughout the whole loop, but it's just good to have them in there, you know. So yeah, filling out the low end, just the bass. This is the bass I used, Ramana 2, real nice bass guitar VST. Yeah, just clean out the box, man. The only thing I did with this guitar is just add some sound shifter to it, just drop it down a whole octave. The key it was in was a bit too high, so I just wanted a bit more oomph to that low end. That's the full loop right there. Bring everything back in. Vibey, man. The last little bit just to glue the whole loop together is just add some compression to it. Again, same compressor that we used earlier. A little bit of imager just to give it a bit more stereo width, and then just some reverb on the whole loop. And that's everything, man. Then you just got to structure it. In terms of structure, actually this is really important. So when it comes to arranging your loops, especially if you're sending them out, just get yourself a nice 24-bar loop like this. I normally have a busy section where everything's playing, then I have a real nice open section, and then I'll just bring back 1 or 2 elements in the melody right there. And then that's the whole structure. Honestly, you don't need to go too crazy with the arrangement, but what you do need to do is stem it out all in the same loop. A lot of you guys might know this already, but for those of you that don't, every single loop you send out, stem it out. So all you got to do is just leave a little gap like this. I normally just put a hi-hat in the middle so it's obvious where to chop it when the producer wants to find a certain section. Put one sound, leave a little gap, put the next sound, gap, next sound, you know, so on and so forth. But yeah, man, that's the loop. Now I think I might just cook up to this, you know. I might just show you guys how easy it is just to cook up with a solid loop. You know, you'd have to go crazy with the drums when you've got a real good loop. So yeah, let's just get a little simple bounce going, man. Get a hi-hat. Literally just simple drums, man. Keep it simple like that. Nice simple bounce. .808. Yeah, it's a slapper. Snare. Yeah, like some little snare rolls at the end. Should maybe a Perc. Some nice little Perkies out of here. Stack that on the clap, just on the first one. And then an open hat. Honestly, man, I think that's enough for like a full beat. 8 sounds, like, but just dead simple patterns. That coupled with a real nice loop, and you've got a full beat, man. After that, it's just arranging it. Yeah, there's some sauce for you, man. So yeah, I hope this one was helpful for you guys. If it was, man, make sure you subscribe as always. And if you haven't jumped on it already, man, get the Anthurium kit. Crazy bundle. 5 massive kits just all rolled into one. I mean, take a look at this thing. Drum kit, one-shot kit, loop kit, hi-hat midis, like a ton of hi-hat midis, whole bunch of effects, plus some little textures in there as well, man. Just, yeah, it's a no-brainer. So I'll leave a link in the description if you want to get it. You'll get access to the updated version as well once it drops. I'll just shoot that out to you guys via your email completely for free. But yeah, man, other than that, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.